Yo, what's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Fat Pessimist. I'm here in Las Vegas doing a very special episode straight out of Vegas with my good buddy, Big Irish J, man.
What's up? What up? What up?
Very funny ass comic. He used to live in LA. Over the pandemic, he moved to Vegas and he's out here crushing it. And you're filming your album at Helium in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Helium in St. Louis, man. So if y'all want to see a very funny comic, all my fans that are in St. Louis, plug your date so they can know.
June 13th. It's the 10th through the 13th. 13th is the album recording.
Monster comedian. Didn't
Thank you.
When you, because I met you in LA maybe what 3-4 years ago, because I think we
Yeah.
did an all deaf show together.
Yeah.
And you had just came off of winning something in like Boston.
I won like Best of Boston, but I in LA I won March Comedy Madness.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
which was
man.
a trip because I had moved to LA and there was like flyers at bars and shit for like join
Right.
this March Comedy Madness thing, and I was past the entry date, so I could join as like a wild card. So I just, and then luckily I just kept moving on until I won it.
Very funny ass comic,
Thank you.
man. I always try to get comedians that don't get the proper shine that they should on my show, so that y'all can go check them out and support them when they're in your city, man. Because there's a lot of funny comics out here, bro.
Dude.
But it's like comedy is a roll of the dice.
Yeah,
Comedy is the roll of,
for real.
It's a roll of the dice, man. Like, you know, a lot of people be like, man, you the funniest comic I seen. I'm like, bro, there's like 50 killers I know.
What do you do? All right, here's the question for you. What do you do? Let's say you're featuring, and because I know you've had this, we all have this as comics. Right. So let's say you're here, you're the feature, headliner's over here, and the person comes up and like, oh, dude, you were, and they're saying it loud enough,
right?
So you were so funny, you should have been headlining. Those other guys, I wasn't feeling, but you're funny.
That happens quite a bit, man.
How do you handle it?
So that has only probably happened to me twice, and I'm like, oh, thank you, man. But you know, the headliner's been working. You know, it's just one of those days. One of those days, man. Sometimes the stars align right, or maybe he's not feeling it tonight.
Right.
But normally, I like, unless it's somebody I really know, like who's a real good friend of mine who's headlining, I try not to even go out to meet and greets. I just stay.
Really?
I just stay in the green room because I don't want that to happen. And because you know, man, like as comics, we have our aura, our personality, and we're sensitive. And it's like that can get you kicked off a tour.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's like I try to stay in my place, bro. Like, you know, like while I'm out here featuring for Jack this week, he's like, "Why you didn't bring any merch?" I'm like, "Man, you headliner. I don't want to step on your toes."
Dude, but you know, this is it's like, I mean, maybe you're like, oh, I'm not hurting for money, which I get, but it's like you can't make a living as a feature unless you do merch.
That is true, and what I will say, I think I've been spoiled as a feature because it's only been like a couple of people who don't pay for my plane tickets.
Oh, okay, got you.
I've been kind of, you know, the roll of the dice with. I've been kind of lucky to be in, you know, at the store and be with headliners who have been doing this for a long time, so they got a lot of money, so they like take care of your ticket or whatnot, put me in a hotel. Like, I've never had to get my own hotel. I probably had to buy flights like maybe 8 times.
dude, my album recording, and this is I got to get myself out there and everything. But I mean, Helium, I'm doing it with Helium Records, and they have been it's crazy. So I just had a meeting like over the phone with them 2 days ago, and you'll get this as a comic. So I told him, I was like, I have questions,
right.
And I go, these questions, as I'm saying them, you may be like, yeah, what a fucking dumb question. But I told him, I go, just know that I'm a comic, so I'm waiting for the negative to happen.
Right.
I was like, you guys have been so easy to work for or work with that I'm like, I'm waiting for you guys to be like, oh yeah, so this ain't gonna happen or whatever. So it's just you know, all the shit that we go through as comics.
Through a lot of shit, man. We go through a lot of shit, a lot of bullshit, man. And especially until you know you get a name, bro, you get messed around, bro. Like, and you know, like that's why managers and agents are like necessary evils.
I wouldn't know. I don't have any of those.
A manager,
fucker. I'm just kidding.
Like, here's the thing that I tell, you know, a lot of newer comics ask me about managers. they're like, I need a manager. I'm like, you don't need a manager.
Yeah.
You do not need a. What do you have to manage?
Yeah. What are they going to take 10% of your $100?
So I'm like, bro, like, and a manager does not help you get anywhere. They're there to manage you, not
Yeah.
make you.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the 90s when somebody saw you and they already got 10 movies written for you.
Right.
It's not the 90s. You have to work just as hard, if not harder, than your manager now.
Dude, so
They're-
fucking true.
They're here to manage you. So it's like, anytime it comes to money, or like, I don't put a date on my calendar until I got a deposit, and that's through my management.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't get screwed over on money no more.
Dude, I was just telling somebody about this. There was something. Oh, it was when I was a house MC at the Parlor Live in Bellevue, Washington for like 3 years. At the time, the first host, his name is Justin Ruppel, had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, I'm moving to LA. I think they're going to call you and offer you the hosting gig, right?" And I told him, I was like, "I appreciate you letting me know, but until anything happens,
Right.
it's all just horseshit.
It's not real.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
real. It's not real.
Yeah, it's just fucking smoke and mirrors.
It is, bro. It's a lot of that, man. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, I get people all the time. Like, I have every way that it is to book me on my Instagram. I'm like, all right, contact this person. If you want to book me for a stand-up show, if you want me for some acting shit, contact this manager. If you want to offer me something else, here's my email where I get my emails.
Right.
And they'll still fucking DM me on Instagram like, can you do a show? I'm like, I know this is bullshit.
Dude. Or they'll you post all your shit on Instagram, or you post it everywhere on all your social media. It's on your website, and then the week after you leave fucking Boston, hey man, when you coming to Massachusetts? Or they act like they want you to personally email them or each person.
Yeah, you didn't write me when you came. Like, not to be rude, I didn't think about you when I came.
Yeah.
Like,
I got 40,000 followers. You want me to email each individual one?
I did not think about you when I came, bro. Like, yeah, man. It's comedy, bro. Like, like, somebody, my buddy was with me last night in the green room. He's like, all y'all comedians do is eat, work for an hour, do drugs, and sleep. I said, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Because it takes years to get to that point to where you can only work for an hour. It's like getting a doctor's degree.
Yeah.
Like, you got to put 8-9 years in before, like.
And honestly, like, that's not just it. Like, I mean, Mondays, Tuesdays, when I get up, I'm spending hours sending avails because I don't have an agent or manager. So I'm sending, avails, doing daily videos. You got to edit that, doing the podcast, so I'm like, and it's, and I mean, with relationships, it's, I always tell people, when are date nights? Usually Friday and Saturday. Well, those are work nights for me.
Work nights.
And then the off nights, I'm usually trying to get up somewhere.
Man, listen, bro. One good thing about being a comic on the road and dating is that 9 times out of 10 your hotel is paid for at whatever club you're gonna be at, and you can just buy a girl's ticket and blow her mind.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't gotta work till 8 at night, so we can do anything you want from 12 p.m. to 6:45. And then you bring her to the show. She sit in the green room. She's getting free drinks and food. And then go to a little, especially if you're in a nice city.
Dude. That reminds me of. I'm wondering if you ever had one of like when you were first starting out. If you had this. Let me preface it by saying, like, I think as all comics, nothing is ever enough. Like, we're always striving for more and be better, all that, right? So I have a buddy Sean that keeps shit in perspective for me, because there'll be times where it's not a woe is me thing, but you're like, why isn't this happening, or what, I need this to happen, or I want this to happen. And then he'll tell me, he's like, man, you're looking at too much at a macro or micro level. You got to, go 1,000 feet up and look at it. And it always reminds me of my first year in comedy. I'm at Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston. There's some dude on stage. I have no idea who it is. His name's on the marquee. And back then I was like, wait, you're telling me this dude just travels the country, tells jokes for a living, and he can live off that? And back then I was like, if I could ever just get to that level, I'll be good.
And then you got to that level.
And then you're like, it's fucking not enough. You want more, you know?
Man, that messes up a lot of my relationships because I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like, how else do you become great?
Dude, you want to hear the dopest advice I ever heard for comics, which knowing you as a comic, you'll really appreciate this.
Yeah.
It was actually told to my buddy. Uh, when somebody asks you who's your favorite comic, if you are not your own favorite comic, change your act.
Mm,
And I was like, and I didn't take that as a cocky thing. I took it as, are you doing horse shit up there, or are
right.
you proud of what
Right.
you're doing up there?
Man, for real, bro. But honestly, dog, I am my own favorite comic. But my favorite comics, like to watch, like I don't. My favorite comics to watch are my peers, like
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
I know, like you. Like the other night, I did my set. You tagged a joke at crepes, and I did it too. And it's like, damn, that shit really
Did it work?
make that joke hit hard,
Oh,
bro.
that's
Like
dope.
a lady came to me after I did so much of the material that night, and a lady came to me after the show. She's like, "That crepes bit." I was like, "I just got the tag for it
Dude, that's
last night."
fucking
I said, "I just got the tag for it last night." My boy
dude, and
tagged.
and it's like as comics is like you're doing a special whenever, and then like that, and a little part of me is like, oh man, it was like a little baby.
Right,
That's dope though.
man.
But that's what we do, fucking, we try and if you hear a tag, I'm sure you do that shit all the time too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I tag people. I only tag people I know. Like I give you a
yeah,
tag.
yeah.
I wouldn't like if I saw another comic on the bit. Hey, bro, I got a tag for you. I don't know him. He might. I really don't like to be tagged by randoms. I really only like to be tagged by my friends.
You want to hear how much of an asshole I am?
Yeah.
I gave fucking Bill Burr a tag, dude. I had fucking met him once before,
Thought
and
he was cool.
no, it wasn't even that I thought it was cool, but I think I don't know if it's the comic in me or what, but it's like I'm like, if it's a good fucking tag, I mean,
Right,
like
right.
so he was at the store in the belly room, and there was
His
like,
favorite room at the
yeah,
club.
and
Yeah.
there was like, I don't think there was a audience member. It was just comics, and there's probably 10, 12 people in there, and as he was leaving, I just go, hey Bill, I go, I'm nobody, but I got a tag for you if you want. He's like, what's that? And I tell him it, and he goes, he was very nice. I'm sure he probably was just like, who the fuck is this dipshit?
Right.
But he was
Right.
like, he's like, I never thought of it like that. He's like, thanks. And he's like, what's your name? And then I told him I was roommates with Lucas Seeley, who used to do like open form a few times.
Uh-huh.
And then he just goes, Lucas, now you Seeley, now you don't. And then that was it.
Hilarious, man.
But then I literally afterwards, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like,
Man,
what an asshole.
man. So I want to address the elephant in the room, something that's going on very big with a good friend of mine. I want to get your perspective on it. Everybody has asked me to talk about it on the podcast and on my Instagram. And society is trying to cancel Tony Hinchcliffe because
Yeah.
of his racist rant. Which, as a person of color, there's not a racist bone in Tony's body. I just want to say that.
Unless the black dude's fucking him.
But dog, like honestly, that word that he said, until this year, I didn't know that was a bad word for Asians.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that the C word was a bad word.
Not cunt.
Right, not not that one. It's the other one. But I was sent the video where he made the post. I think they sent it to me Monday or Tuesday, and I was like, oh, okay. Tony, all right, this guy hates Tony, or this guy, obviously trying to sabotage Tony. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then like Tuesday, it blew up.
Yeah, and we actually on my podcast, the Hollingsworth, we talked about it and about the whole thing. And this is kind of what we talked about. Is we were saying a couple things. One, if you, which I'm sure all your listeners know, but if you don't know Tony Hinchcliffe, he roast battle,
Right.
He roasts this and that. Two, we don't see the video beforehand. We don't know what the guy. So as an example, this just happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was closing out this show. It's a midnight show. The girl before me, the girl that was featuring, she asked the guy to the left. She goes, "Oh, your girlfriend, is that your girlfriend? She's pretty." And his response literally was, and then just smoked on his pen, his vape pen, right? So when I went up, and this is where it's all context. Like if you just saw my set, because I went up and I said, "Hey, gay dude," because he wasn't paying attention. I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Whatever, Alex." And I was like, I love that what you said to the girl, because she said, like, is that your boyfriend or your girlfriend? And you go, I just smoked on your vape, like, take that, bitch, right? And then I said it at another point, because he had said that. But if you didn't see anything before,
Right.
and somebody just posted, oh, Jay hates gay people, and you see me going, and then you're gonna be like, oh, dude, this guy's using gay
Right.
slurs and this and that. So I don't know what was in the video before, and I know, knowing Tony, he's a roast guy,
Man, come on, bro. Like hold on, let me read this quote
Oh boy.
from let me read this quote from Patrice. Patrice said it best. Funny jokes and unfunny jokes come out of the same birth. You don't know if anything is going to be funny before you say it. You should be able to attempt to make anything funny. R.I.P. Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah.
That's a great saying. And I'm not trying to say what, take up for what Tony said, because like in the state that we're in right now with the Stop Asian Hate,
Yeah.
and the acts of violence going towards Asian people are real timid right now. People are real like no, it was just like the wrong.
Yeah.
Like if this would have happened 6 months ago,
Yeah.
it may not have had it as a big effect, but because it's going on right now, when there's acts of violence going towards uh, people of Asian descent, it's not a good time. But I'm not taking up for what Tony said, because like the example that I said to my friend, I said, Tony was set up. It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious he was set up, and this is why it's so important to not record comedians at shows, because the stage is sacred. The stage is very, very sacred in my eyes. Like that's a sacred place. That should be a safe space, and whatever you want to spew out should be able to be said on stage. You got to take the consequences of what come out of your mouth, regardless of what you're trying to
Right.
make it. You got to take those consequences. If I go up there and I bash white people for half an hour and it's not funny, then I got to take the consequences of walking through this audience. And if a white dude wants to knock me out, then it's like, hey, well, I made my bed hard. I got to lay in it. But the rant was Tony, man. It's like
The other thing too is, again, we don't know. I'm. It's. I know we have to say all this shit. Like I don't approve of the word, or I don't hate Asian people. And yes, stop Asian hate. It's like you have to.
I don't hate Asian people.
Right.
I love Nikes and Adidas.
That's going to be the clip that they're going to just have for you. And then next week, and people will be going, so what do you think about David Lucas saying this? Oh, fuck. But like, for all I mean, I don't know this because we don't know what the guy said. But what if an Asian dude is doing, because he was a comic.
Mm-hmm.
So what if he was up there and he's like, I love being referred to as, and he says that slur, and he just does that through the whole set. And I'm going to give you an example. This is the greatest road story ever. Mm-hmm. This is the fucking greatest road story ever. And a lot of some people that aren't comics, they don't get it, but you will. So there's a black feature and there's a white headliner.
Okay.
The black feature has a joke where through the whole joke he keeps saying, "Cause I'm that N-word."
Right.
Says the word, though, right?
Right.
I'm that N-word. I'm that N-word. And he ends his set by saying, "Cause I'm that N-word. Good night." The white headliner goes up and he opens up with, "Hey, give it up for that N-word." Says the actual
and
word.
He
says the word.
Idiot.
Well, but everybody laughs. Audience laughs. It's funny because the black dude had been saying it through the whole time.
Right.
And the white headliner goes, give it up for that N-word. Everybody laughs. Everybody thought it was funny except for the black feature. So Saturday comes, the black feature doesn't do that joke. The white headliner doesn't watch his set. So he just goes up with no context and just goes, "Hey, give it up for that N-word." And the audience is like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Right. And and so I mean, but that's like an example of like context.
Right.
Not
out of
saying,
context.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But what I will say is, I don't know, man. Like, my thing is, as a comic, and I've been called the N-word on stage by a white person, other comedian, off stage, and I didn't. As I'm gonna handle it off stage. Like,
Mm.
because here's the thing, I want to check you because you might not know any better. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? You might not know any better. I don't want you to lose your livelihood.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to lose your livelihood. I don't want you to lose your manager. I don't want you to lose your agent. I don't want you to lose the way that you make a living because I may fuck up and say something that's
You just did on the podcast like 5 minutes ago.
I may fuck up one day and say something and I don't, want somebody to take what I said and try to base my character off of that because like dog, like I'll say this for how many other people that listen, Tony Hinchcliffe has gave me more opportunities than any other comic. I'm not saying comics didn't, other comics didn't give me opportunities, but as far as like putting me on another level, this dude has walked me into management companies, agencies,
Well, yeah, it's because you're not Asian.
put me on shows, introduced me to Joe Rogan. So it's like, man, if that's what you call racism, I love it. Shit, give me more of that racism.
Have you had a chance to talk to him?
Yeah, I talked to Tony. He, we've texted and talked on the phone a little bit, and he's still in high spirits, man. Just didn't think it was gonna get blown out of proportion like that. But yeah, man, like I'm, it, like comedy is such a tight knit community, and like the the comedian put the video out himself, so it's like
And he tagged AA
whatever that.
PI,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
Asian
like
American Pacific Islander.
it's like dog.
Yeah, he's like happy Asian American Pacific. I was like, God
Man,
damn.
piece of advice, dog. You should have let somebody else release that video.
Yeah.
Not from your page, bro. Cause now it's just like, man, you don't. It's like the bro code. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the bro code, man. It's like, bro, we talk about smashing chicks, and you went out and told the
Did
chick.
he now did he that night was he like everybody, because when he brought up Tony he even said like give it up for like the legend or like the amazing
So,
whatever.
so here's the scoop, bro. Because I'm in the Austin community very hard. So he had somebody record that. He basically baited Tony into doing that. He knew that like because a few weeks earlier Tony had a Asian heckler who was like standing up trying to fight him or whatever, and the security guards had to take him out. And once they took him out, Tony was like, now that's what I call Chinese takeout. Everybody,
I mean that's a good line.
great joke,
Yeah, I
great
mean,
joke. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everybody laughed. And so he baited Tony into doing this and had somebody in the audience who I won't mention his name. I actually know the person who recorded the video. And he had this person record the video because he knew that he could bait Tony into doing the Asian material because he was going to go up there and do his Asian material. And the crazy part about it is he took all of his white people bashing material off of YouTube.
He had a bunch of
Yeah.
the Asian dude did.
Yes. So he took all of that off of YouTube.
Wrinkles. Sorry, my dog.
We have a Frenchie right here who thinks my legs taste better than his treats.
Smells cocoa butter.
Yeah, he does. He's not used to that. So
I mean, actually, he is
hilarious. So yeah,
so the Asian dude took all his white bashing, which I mean, yeah.
So he took it all off just so he can,
Yeah.
I don't want to say the word, but so that he could be the official victim.
Yeah.
But that's I think personally cancel culture is dead. And what I will say is for everybody who thinks it was bad for Tony is at 200,000 followers. He was at like 180 last week. So this helped. Like,
Jesus,
bro,
that's crazy.
This gave him more notoriety because the thing is, bro, like these people who ride these waves of trying to cancel people, they go look at it. Like, bro, he got like 5,000 comments under his last picture. So they go look at everything. And if you watch his stuff, you'll actually like it. Yeah. And if you go watch me and Tony's banters, you'll see that, bro, like the stuff me and him tell each other is cancel worthy.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know how I even found out about it? It wasn't from anybody like a comic or anything like that. I actually had called a booker about coming out to my album recording because this
Okay.
booker like was he's a friend also,
Okay.
and I was saying, yeah, over the weekend they're going to record every set, but over the weekend I'm going to be featuring for someone that I'm headlining the Sunday.
Okay.
And he said, I hope it's not Tony Hinchcliffe you're featuring for. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, oh, you didn't see the stuff with the Asian dude? And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, oh, you might want to go check it out. And then I saw it and I was like, I mean, your initial reaction, I was like, Jesus Christ, because anytime you hear a racial slur, well, except you didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
But I was like, God damn. But then, again, I'm like, okay, well, what was before? I don't know. What if the guy said
Right.
that this is I go by? I mean, I know I go by Big Irish J sometimes. I know some black comics have been like, I go by Black this or whatever, and what if the guy's going by like
Yeah.
I'm going by whatever,
What if his name is like Big Black Ron, and then said comic comes up after him, and he's like, give it up for this big black motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
sounds bad, but in context,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I need to see like the last 4 minutes of his set, and then I need to see 3-4 minutes after.
Yeah, I'd be curious, like, and dude, it's like you always have to put like a preface beforehand. I don't use the word, I don't condone the word, etc., etc. But what if the guy before Tony came up, he was calling Tony the F word, or he was calling
Right,
him
right.
whatever else,
Right.
then would that change people's opinions of
Right.
of how Tony reacted? I don't know. Fuck, man.
And for anybody who feels sensitive, have y'all never seen Comedy Central's roast battle?
yeah.
Or me and Tony,
Or kill Tony.
right?
Fucking.
Bruh, like, I don't know, bro. I like that. I like harsh comedy.
Yeah.
And as a black guy, I like a good racist joke. I like a good racist joke towards black people. It better be funny as fuck. Like, bruh, I heard a good racist joke not too long ago. It said, what can a pizza do that a black man can't do?
Oh God.
And I said,
don't make
what?
me laugh on this.
And I said, what? And they said, feed a family of 4. That's
God
funny.
damn it. Not getting me canceled, David. Fuck.
I like a good racist joke, man. Just make that
God
shit
damn.
funny. That's hilarious.
Fuck. I mean,
It's hilarious. That's hilarious. That to me is like, if had I heard a white comic say that, I would have been on the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, well, I like jokes about talking about race because it's that high wire.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, especially as a white dude, if you're talking about race, and the one thing I can't stand is white comics, like if they're doing black rooms and I call it white blackface, where they're like, like, I have good credit, I can't dance, I have a small dick, all that. I fucking hate that. And so I try and make sure I'm never doing any of that hacky shit. And
right.
And like I like where you're I guess, I mean, it literally is like a high wire act, as far as somebody even said in the comments when I did the last Keep Your Distance show, because I did a joke about eating ass and how I don't get how like black people are into eating ass, but then they won't have something from a potluck because they're worried some chick has cats, and like,
right.
or they put raisins in their potato salad, but you'll
Right.
eat somebody's asshole, right? And somebody put in the comments, they're like, I like that Jay knows that at any moment he could get rushed and the shit beat out of him, but he still risks it.
Hell, bro, man, what they say, high risk, high payoff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I hate safe jokes.
Yeah, dude.
It's not a big payoff, but if you go risky, that's why Louis C.K. was able to say the N-word on stage and make it high risk, very high payoff.
I think the best white dude using the N-word, which I haven't had a reason to or even tried to have thoughts of trying to broach that or breach that or whatever. But Artie Lang's, have you heard his basketball joke?
Artie Lang from
Howard Stern? Yeah.
No. I'm gonna look it up after this.
The gist of it is he goes, I was playing hoop at the park the other day, and This is basically what I heard. Hey, I'm open. Hey, just says it over and over and again, right? Shoot it, D up, and he keeps saying the N word. And then he goes, so I was open. He's like, hey, you gotta just watch it. I'm brutalizing it, but it's so funny.
Man, I'm about
dude.
to watch that right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to watch that right now. That art. I mean, but what else do you expect from anybody involved with Howard Stern?
Oh yeah. I mean, Arlie Lang's a good comic. He's got some funny shit.
So do you think cancel culture is dead?
I think it's I don't know. That's a good. Well, there's certain comics you do you really cancel them? Like Louis C.K. He didn't work for a while, but I mean he's coming back. He was able to live in that time. I mean he lost out on a lot of money. I understand that.
I mean D'Elia's about to come back.
Yeah. I mean I don't know if Cosby's going to do a hot hour when he gets out of jail.
Doesn't he get out in what, like another year or two, right?
If he makes it, yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I think it depends on what it is.
If I'm Tony, I announce the Cancel Me tour in October with Louis C.K., Shane Gillis, and Tony Hinchcliffe.
Starting in Chinatown, San Francisco.
Oh my God, he's on the way. He's on
yeah,
the way,
I don't. I mean, it's like there's a lot of the stuff where, I think it was it might have been Ari Shaffir that said it. This was before his last Kobe shit, but he was it was when he had the special where he made fun of the lady with one arm.
Oh, the chick from the comic.
Yeah. And then he like doubled down on it. People like she was like saying, "Oh, this is fucked up," and he was like, I think you guys should watch this. This is my view, or this is my bit on how bullying is wrong. And it was his bit, just shitting on her again. But I think he had said at one point, just be quiet. And then in like 3 or 4 days, somebody else is in the process of getting canceled and they forget about you.
Yeah. We have a very bandwagon culture. Everybody wants to hop on the bandwagon. But we also have a very attention deficit disorder culture.
Yes.
So it's like next week, it's like when they try to cancel Gucci.
Oh, yeah.
A week later, Gucci drops something hot, everybody wearing it again.
Yeah, dude.
So it's like, how long does this outrage last? You know what I'm saying? It's like
till the next one.
Right? It's like y'all are not. Yeah, it's like, man, if gas runs out next week, everything will be fine.
Yeah, dude. I watched. I just watched it yesterday. This video Kevin Hart was getting interviewed by a guy, and he was talking about like the good and bad of social media.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, he said the good and stuff, but he said what the bad is that if I post a thing like, oh, here's six kids, underprivileged kids that work their ass off and they graduated college, and people will be like, oh, that's cool, and then that's it. But then if he posts, this guy fucking got his arm cut off and it flew across the thing, everybody go, oh shit, and then they repost it, and it's all. And he's like, you got to ask yourself, are you reposting and spreading positive shit, or are you part of the thing that's sending out negative shit?
Right.
And that's what everybody is quick to do. I mean, that's like, I do daily videos, and one thing I've never done is I don't post like people fighting and shit.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
and I don't post like when people get shot by the cops. Like, it's like, why are you trying to desensitize yourself to death? Like, I don't think that's natural.
Yeah. I mean, there's somebody posted something, and I was like, it wasn't even. It might have been like a fucking beheading thing or something overseas, and like there was like no warning. It was before like a lot of them have warnings.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you posting this shit for? I don't know if I fucking, I'm like, here's a picture of a puppy, and then like some grandparent, and then this fucking beheading. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, growing up, bro, me and my cousins used to always be on Rotten.com.
Oh, I remember Rotten. Yeah.
You see JFK's autopsy picture, Tupac's autopsy picture.
What was the one? I think it was Ed something. The guy, he was like a mayor. Took the gun out and just blew his.
Oh yeah,
TV, yeah, dude. And that shit, like, I saw that, I don't know, 30 years ago, but still in my fucking brain.
Bruh, I still remember what JFK's head looked like. It's like, yeah, man, we're humans are sick.
Yeah, the worst I ever saw. Oh fuck! There's 2 Mexican dudes that were tied up. Their arms were behind their back, and then there's like I think it was a cartel. is like talking to the camera. They're speaking Spanish, so I don't know what they're doing. But these two guys are just sitting there, and they're shoulder to shoulder, and then all of a sudden you hear chainsaw, fucking goes through the one dude's head, and as it goes through this dude's head, it like it gets to the end and it kind of nicks this dude's arm, and the guy is not even phased because he knows that he's next.
Right.
And dude, I fucking still think about that today. I was like, Jesus, dude, what was going through the second dude's head as then they're talking to the camera and you're just next. It's terrifying,
bro. And also, I've seen a cartel video where they killed these women, I think, that stole from them. And it's like, what are you thinking about? How do you think? How do you think you're gonna get away?
Dude, have you seen on Vice they have a drug, I think it's called like it's a documentary, a short one. It says something like world's scariest drug, and it's literally like a zombie drug. It comes from a plant, and if you touch it, or if somebody, like hookers would be in nightclubs and they go like this, and if you inhale it, then you're kind of in a trance state, and then they could go to your ATM and take out all your money, and then you just do it, and then the next day you don't have any memory of it. So in the documentary, they had this dude that's towards the end that his face was blurred out, and somebody got him, and he goes, they didn't know that I used to be a bad man, and so he's like, we caught their crew, and they were dealt with. And those, I forget the verbiage he used, but he's like so calm, and he's basically saying like those women were raped and then like murdered. And I was like, and he just says it so like even keel, and he's like, they messed with the wrong person.
Man, I don't know how Vice gets some of that exclusive stuff.
Dude.
Those guys, like, how do you what email do you like? Do they contact you? Like, what?
They went out there. They had heard of it's like, I forget the name of it, but they went out there. They hooked up with this one dude that was a fucking tweaker, and he was telling them about it. And it literally, like, it comes from a plant, and you get it in powder form. And he's in the truck, like they're in the back seat, and he's out of his fucking gourd. And he opens it up to show him, and he's like laughing, and the fucking truck's bouncing to where if it goes in the air, then you're fucking hit with it. So they're like, okay, man, we get it. Fucking let's box it up, man. And then at the end of the episode, they just took it and flushed it because they were like, this shit's too much to fuck around with. We're not gonna mess with it.
There's a podcast on YouTube. I can't think of the name of it, but like he interviews like hookers and pimps and people that were hooked on drugs.
Is it Black and White?
Black and White.
Yep, I've seen that.
That shit is gruesome. It's all sad, bro. It's sad as hell.
Did you see the Inbred family?
Yes.
That is fucking terrifying. One of it's an inbred family, and one of them, he communicates by barking. Fucking, it's of course it's in like I think it's in West Virginia.
Of course, bro. Hills have eyes.
Dude, but that one, he just, like, the guy will ask him questions, and the guy literally is like, hey, hey. And you're like, what the fuck, man? That shit's, that was uncomfortable watching.
Man, and y'all think aliens want to come fuck with us? Shit.
I heard one theory is that, like they talk about Area 51 and they have aliens there.
Mm-hmm.
There's one like conspiracy theory that actually Area 51 houses true humans, and we are all aliens.
That we might be, bro. I be telling people all the time I'm an alien.
Really?
Yeah.
And why?
Just because they'll ask something like they'll be like, what's your sign? I'm like, I actually don't have one. I'm an alien. And I'm
what
like,
they say?
I said I'm actually a mix between an alien and a human, and they just look crazy. Are you for real? I'm like, yeah. I'm different.
They're just like, all right, man. So good talk. I gotta go.
Yeah, it depends on who it is. Some people are entertained.
Yeah.
And some people are just weirded out.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, tell me more. Which galaxy you from?
My baby mama thinks I'm an alien because she says I have zero emotions.
Maybe you're just on the spectrum.
I'm just on this. I'm a comedian, bro.
Yeah, we're all fucked.
What do you expect out of me? I have childhood trauma. That's why I'm able to do jokes. That's why I'm able to go on stage in the front of a bunch of strangers and try to make them laugh because I was.
It's you're like Thanks for the trauma, family.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Thank you for helping me have a good career, Al.
Thanks for the hour.
Man, you know what's crazy, bro? My cousin is I think he's gonna try to seek like legal actions because I
Against you?
yeah, I told a story, and I'm gonna tell you the story.
Yeah.
I've told it multiple times, but
Tag him in this podcast.
I told a story about him on my podcast, which I basically just read a news article. He was locked up in Florida. You know, Florida people are
Yeah.
the craziest because he lives on a boat, and
Wow.
his girlfriend wouldn't leave the boat. So instead of him leaving, he set the whole damn boat on fire.
And she was still in it. Oh man. Oh.
I'm like, motherfucker, stop doing crazy shit. I won't have nothing to talk about.
So she died.
No, she did. She
Oh.
got out, but he went to prison.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can sue for stating facts.
Exactly. He's an
Yeah.
idiot, Tony. He's an idiot, bro. But yeah, part of my family's mad at me.
But then when he's about to get out, you'd be like, "Hey, man, I retracted all that."
Man, listen, bro. Like I understand, you know, especially when you see like comics who put a lot of family stuff in their material,
Mm.
and then like I see those interviews with their family, like, oh, we haven't seen him in 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's like at a point now, bro. Like my family see me doing stuff. Some of them, not all of you family members. Some of y'all are great, but some of my cousins and stuff, they think I'm rich. They be like, "Can you pay my rent?" I'm like, "I got my own rent, bro. I got 2 children. What do you mean pay your rent?"
Dude, when Kev was like, and this is maybe 3 years ago, when he was like just about to, like, I mean, now he's like another level,
Mm-hmm.
but like when he was on that ascent, people, there was somebody had posted like, hey, retweet, like they were posting it as Kev. It was like an imposter page. Retweet this, and I'll give you like $1,000. And Kev had to do like, hey man, I don't have that kind of money. I mean, now he does, but
Right.
you know,
You can give several people thousands of
Yeah.
dollars, Kev.
Kev's the best.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I always tell people it's like, you know, you may have like Tony's a perfect example. Like Tony's your friend, love him, right?
Mhm.
And if he something huge happened for him, he blows up, and you'd be like, that's great. I mean, he's an asshole, but he's my buddy asshole,
Mhm.
right? You know, like with Kev, it's like there's like not any negative shit I can say about
Yeah,
Kev.
he's one of those people you can't. He's nice.
Yeah,
He's
very sincere,
he's-
just a good dude.
He's friendly, and it's like when you do stuff for him, he pays you well. So it's like, how can you talk bad about this guy?
Yeah, yeah, he's just a great dude. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
I tell people, I'm like, you know, is Kev really that nice? I'm like, yes.
with Tony's personality, I will say, with my dog Tony's personality, people were probably waiting for. I've seen, bro,
Oh yeah, yeah.
on my Facebook, I've seen so many comics like Tony treated me like that. I will not lie. The first time I ever met Tony, I thought he was an asshole, and I was like, I don't like this man. And then when I became his friend, I'm like, the hell, this is the nicest person.
Well,
No,
yeah, I mean, he shits on people, but that's the show, like, you
Right.
know. And so if people only know him from that,
Right.
then yeah, I can see why people.
One of the nicest people, bro. Like I'm talking about, pay my rent during the quarantine.
That's pretty
Gave,
huge.
yeah. when I didn't have shows, helped me out a lot. Well, man, so I'm just like,
Well, they say Don Rickles was like the nicest dude off
Yeah,
stage. You know,
yeah.
he was insult the shit out of you on stage, racist shit and everything.
I mean, but
then,
that's normally how it is.
yeah.
That's
Wrinkles. Jesus Christ. Speaking of Don Rickles,
Burberry collar.
yeah, Furberry.
Furberry.
Come on, Rinks.
This dog has a foot fetish.
And your balls. He was like trying to.
Yeah, he was trying to nip my balls when I was walking in.
Get the fuck out of here.
How old
Rinks.
is he?
Like 9 months right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I want a dog. I just don't have time.
Well, dude, so I've wanted a dog for a while, but I was always on the road. And then during the pandemic, I was like, if I ever wanted to get a dog, right now is the time to get it, so I can get him trained, get him house trained, and then like start trying to slowly get him into traveling.
Oh yeah, because he's smart enough for you to take him with him.
I'm about to go put him up.
All right, you can press. So the Fat Pessimist is brought to you by ShipStation. So you started your own online store. You're doing what you love, selling products people want, and orders are coming in fast. Now the hard part, shipping those products out. Luckily, ShipStation makes it easy. With ShipStation, it's simple to import and manage and ship your orders out fast for a lot less money. It's no wonder ShipStation is the number one shipping software for e-commerce sellers with more five-star reviews than anyone else. Import orders from any sales channel, ship with any carrier using our deeply discounted rates, automate just about any shipping task, and spend a lot less time on shipping and a lot more time growing your business. As a comedian, I got merch, stickers, and all these other things that I got to ship out, and it can really be a pain in the butt. So why not simplify things for yourself? No matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, your own website, ShipStation funnels all your orders into one simple interface that you can manage from anywhere, even your cell phone. You'll even get access to amazing discounts with major carriers, including UPS, FedEx, and USPS. Easily compare carriers and choose the best solution every time. With ShipStation, small businesses can now access the same rates usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies without the contracts or commitments. Ship more in less time. Just use my offer code TFP to get a 60-day free trial. That's a 2-month free of no hassle, stress free shipping. Just go to shipstation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in TFP. That's shipstation.com. Enter offer code TFP. Make ship happen. So, one thing I have noticed, and how long have you been here in Vegas?
Since August. So what is that? Fucking 9 months.
9 months. So one thing I have noticed about the Vegas comedy scene, and
Yeah.
I think it's too small. There is so much comedy beef in the Vegas comedy scene. It's crazy.
Is there, or is it one person?
Well,
Like, what's the beef you know about?
I mean, I know about that beef, but I've just with comics coming in and out, I'll hear them talking shit. And I'm like, damn, like this scene is way too small for y'all to have all this.
I see. I don't know about that. I know, like the people I hang out with, and I mean, we have like a big group that we hang out. Like, and also this apartment complex. There's like fucking 6 comics that live in this apartment
Really?
complex. You got Carlos Rodriguez is 4 doors down. Landry is on the other side. Amir
Mike
Khalil.
Landry?
No, just Landry. He curly haired dude. What's his name? Amir Khalil is on the other side.
From LA.
Yep. Chris Tinkle just moved in with Carlos. You got this dude Justin Tejan, who moved from Phoenix, is moving in next month. It's wild, dude. But I don't. I mean, the other thing too is like it might also be that I don't get involved in horse shit.
Yeah, I don't either. Bro.
That's the guy that's like the pretty much the only drama in the scene here. I told him, I'm like, dude, we're fucking middle-aged men. This is high school drama shit.
Right.
I don't have,
right.
I'm not into that shit. It's
right.
Take that shit to somewhere else.
No, true, bro. I don't. It's like, bro, like I really just be chilling and doing my shows. Like, if you got beef with me, that's on you. This nigga is crazy.
Wrinkles, Rinks. He just wants you to hold him.
I don't hold.
He's like,
I ain't that white.
Yeah, no shit. I don't do the mouth kiss.
Right, I don't share no ice cream.
Wrinkles, get the fuck away from me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man. What the hell?
Drama,
Yeah, man. It's a
and you avoid it too.
yeah. So as a comic, I try to avoid drama. It's like there's enough drama in everyday life, and as a comedian, this is our workplace. I don't want drama.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't like the awkwardness. Like it's like you said, man. Like middle aged men. Like I'm in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not trying to beef with none of y'all.
And it's also then I mean, a lot of times what I've found too is like the people that are causing the drama are they're irrelevant, anyways.
Hmm.
Like I'm sure you, like you're not gonna see Bill Burr having public beef with someone.
No,
You know,
absolutely not.
yeah, it's like
Absolutely not. For what? He'd be like, man, go make you some money.
yeah, yeah, dude. I'm like,
Go get on a tour. Like that's what I say. Go get on a tour, bro. Don't beef with me, please.
yeah, fucking bottom feeders.
Yeah, it's bad out here, man. Like com- comedians can be some of the nicest people, but they can also be some of the grimiest.
Yeah,
You think you know grimy people? Let a comedian stay with you for a little while. You, you know.
dude. It's funny. So for those watching, on the other side of this, behind it is I have a like an air mattress, and because this is my guest room, but I've turned it into a studio. But uh I have comics. I tell them they can stay here, but one of the rules I tell them, I was like, you got to do fucking laundry, wash your shit when you leave before you leave. So for the next person that comes in, because I was like, I don't want to fucking keep doing laundry for people,
Right,
so I'm
right.
like, you can stay here, you'll have your own bathroom, you got your own little room, but you got to fucking do your sheets and wash the shit when you're done, towels, all that shit.
No, that's a good payoff, bro. It's
Yeah.
like, and also, man, if you come stay at this guy's house, fill the fridge up with groceries.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what, man. When I go
But
to
but do you stay? But do you eat at home that often?
no,
Yeah. See, that's what I'm like, dude, and like
I do something to show you my appreciation.
that'd be yeah. But see, I'd be totally fine if you were like, hey, I'm gonna order us something and have it delivered. Cool.
I pay for dinner a couple of nights.
Yeah.
If I'm here like 3 nights, I'm gonna pay for at least 2 meals.
Great. And I'm like, see, and all that shit though, I'm like, I'm pretty laid back with all that shit. Like I'm like, yeah, I'd be like, I appreciate, but you don't got to do that, But
Right.
it's that's the other thing with living here in Vegas. You got entertainment capital of the world,
Cheapest food.
cheap food, and you also have like the best food.
Some of the
You have
best
the best
food.
restaurants in here.
There's probably 600 restaurants on the strip.
Dude, we're 5 minutes from Fugo de Chao, the Brazilian grill.
Yeah.
And dude, we fucking go there and it's your day is done. Just all you can eat meat. Oh fuck.
All you got to do to eat one today is, as a comedian, we sleep till 12 anyway.
Yeah.
And if you can just lounge in the bed for 2 hours, that's how I normally
Intermittent fasting automatically.
You lounge in the bed for 2 hours, get up about 2, take a shower, about 3, head over to Fogo de Chao at 4. You'll only need to eat once.
Yeah.
Eat at 4, go do your show at 8, 9, drink you some liquor, go to bed, repeat.
That's my biggest thing is trying not to eat at night. Because you'll do a show, get done at 10 or midnight, and again with Vegas, all the fucking great restaurants are open until like
late.
Yeah, and so we'll go eat, and I'm like, it's fucking 2 a.m. and I just had like a steak and all this shit, and then I just come home and go to sleep. I'm like, it's not good, so I'm trying to stop that.
So I did eat late last night, like at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So what I did to like try to balance it, I walked back to my hotel.
Nice.
It was 2.4 miles.
Oh Jesus!
So I was like, man,
that's good.
Like I burned off at least
especially right after you eat.
Yeah, I burned off some of these calories, man. And then I woke up starving.
See, do you get? How old are you?
I just turned 30.
Congrats, happy
Thanks,
birthday.
man.
I don't know if you get it yet. I can't like that. I would wake up at 4 a.m. with heartburn.
So what I do get indigestion because I'm lactose intolerant and I'm always eating dairy, so I take a lot of fiber. I take a lot of fiber and I do a lot of probiotics.
Okay.
And it helps.
I got to do probiotics.
Man, probiotics and a good prebiotic.
Dude, last night I woke up like 6 because I have heartburn, and then I'm up for like an hour because I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But it's because I ate late last night like a fucking dummy.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I mean, when you first started taking probiotics, and fiber, you're gonna shit like 5 times in one day.
Excellent.
Yeah, like you're gonna drop like 12 pounds of waste. Just
all
waste.
Yeah, dude. Seriously,
man. Seriously, waste, bro. As a I got a question, man, because I always feel like as a big comic, as a big guy, do you feel like that gives you an extra edge?
Mm, huh. Actually, I never. You know what? I never even thought of that. Does it give me
Because how tall are you?
6'8"?
See, you 6'8".
I'm a fuck. Yeah, I'm a mutant.
Because like I automatically, when I see you, I want to pay attention to you.
That's interesting. Well, so before, I don't know if you know this, but before stand up, I taught MMA at a
Okay,
school for a couple of years. That's what this is, the fucking
gotcha.
black belt thing. But again, this is like 20 years ago. But so before stand up, I was comfortable talking in front of people because I'd be in the head of the class, talking and teaching the
Right.
class. And so the other thing too is I don't know if you're like this, but I never I know I'm a big dude. I know I'm tall, but I don't ever really like it doesn't really register unless I see like if we're in a reflection somewhere
Mm-hmm.
or I see a picture and I'm like, God damn, I'm a fucking giant, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Um so I don't know if the confident or like if it helps me from the height thing or from back teaching.
Right.
Um yeah, it's that's an interesting question. I weirdly enough, I'd never thought about that. I guess, yeah. I mean, you know what a lot of people say to me though is they'll say afterwards they're like, I didn't think you were that tall. Like when you said you were 6'8",
Right.
but it's also because I'm fat. Like when you're tall and thin, then you look tall.
Right.
But when you're fat, you
It drop you
yeah,
down.
yeah,
I used to be 6'3", but then I gained 100 pounds and I'm 5'11".
yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously.
No, when people stand next to me, they be like, "You are tall." I'll be like, "Yeah, it's because I'm big." Like,
Yeah,
if I weighed 180 pounds, you'd be like, "This tall motherfucker."
yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, it's so true. Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, fuck it. The other thing too is like with age when I tell my age because I don't know when this comes out, but I'm turning 50 in 2 weeks.
Oh, congrats,
Which
bro.
uh,
This will be out.
thanks.
This will be out. You look good, bro.
Well, thank you. That's the thing is like I'll tell people, oh, I'm 50 or I'm turning 50 or 49 or whatever, and people are like, no, there's no way. Let me see. I'm like, why the fuck would I lie
No,
up?
who? Yeah, who
Who
lies?
lies up? You know, and I also say it's just because I'm fat because fat don't crack. You
Fat
don't wrinkle
does
when you're
not
fat.
crack. It does not, bro.
Yeah.
It does not.
Just keep getting fatter and then eventually get cut out of a house. But
You
you
got
look fucking really young.
you got kids?
No, no.
How did you make it this long with no kids?
Fucking strong pull out game.
Yeah,
I don't
bro, I
know.
wish I had that.
I
Shit.
don't know.
I want 6 though.
6 kids?
Mm-hmm.
Why? You want a
I don't know, bro. I want
hoop
a lot
team
of
with a
kids.
sub?
Yeah, I want me a basketball. I want so I got 2 girls. I want I want 2 more girls and 2 boys.
That's in what is there a reason that specific number?
Nah,
Just
I want 6 or more. Shit.
so what if you had okay, 6 or more? So
My minimum is like 4 or 5.
that's crazy. Like that you have like well actually I guess it's not. I mean, like people will be like, "Oh, I want a big family or whatever."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want all that, bro. I want 100 gifts under the tree, bro. Like on Christmas, I want to see all my kids.
You want to be good when you retire.
Man, look, I don't never got to worry about a wife because I have 4 daughters that will look out for me. So women, I don't need you.
That's
I mean,
fucking.
I need you, but I don't need you.
And are you in a relationship now?
What am I? What?
Are you
What's,
in a relationship
why do you ask these type of questions?
now? This will be edited out.
I am not married.
This will be edited out.
I am not married.
Ah,
Relation,
fuck. Ah,
what? Like race relations,
sure. Back to Tony.
relationship. I'm trying to see the word relationship.
Well, we talked about earlier how it's hard dating, or having a girlfriend or whatever. I mean, it takes a very specific type of woman, and I'm sure
To
a
date a
guy too if
comedian.
you're gay or you're dating a female comic. Yeah, to date a comic, because
If you date a female comic, you can't like laughter.
I've never I don't date comics just
Mhm.
because I'm especially now like I would never want something misconstrued. I say this on my podcast. The only way I could date a comic is if she like blatantly was like, Jay, I want us to go out, and I'd be like, okay, I need you to DM that to me so I can screenshot it,
Mhm.
have it saved, but
Oh yeah, with that incident that happened with those 2 Vegas comics with
oh,
old boy and old girl. I don't say no names.
I think are they both black?
Yeah,
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
because I've heard both. I've heard from other comics like, oh, they were dating. I was like, how the hell did she try to say that he did X, Y, and Z to her then?
I've heard that they were dating, and I've also heard that uh what the rape was supposedly, and then what
Wasn't it like a finger in the butt without
I've
against
heard
her?
that. I've heard so many different
Yeah.
versions of the story that I don't even know.
I heard that it was like a finger or a penis in her butt without her permission.
I've heard that. I've heard that one was sheathing.
What is sheathing?
I think that's the term, which I didn't know the term until I heard it in this. It's when, like, let's say you're having sex with a girl and she's like, "Do you have a condom?" You go, "Yeah, I got a condom." You put the
slip
condom on.
off?
Yeah, you take the condom off without telling her, and then keep going.
Wow.
But I also I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care, but
It's
right,
drama,
yeah, it's
right?
drama. And right now, I like girls to be explicit in their messages, so that way, like for real, like you said,
Yeah.
I need it to be blatant. I don't need no ring around the rosy, you like me type shit. I need, hey, you know what? I want to bring you to the house, take your clothes off, do this to you. Can't wait till I give you that. Blah blah blah. I need all that.
I
Or
need that from comics. From
I need
female,
that from any woman.
I don't have a problem with like someone that's not a comic, making the first move or whatever, or approaching someone. But the reason with a comic is because I wouldn't want, if in 5 years or 10 years I'm at some level like Louis C.K. or whatever, I would never want somebody to be like, oh, he took advantage. It was a power move and this. I'd be like, no, I don't date comics. You said you wanted to date.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when I started working at the store, you have those female comedians that want to get on and they're like, hey, you want to hang out? And I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I get
Nope.
it. I fucking
Nope.
get it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Not at all. I don't want shit to do with you, man.
Yeah, I get it.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, you guys. Well, I had my boy Big Irish J on the Fat Pessimist. Shout out all your stuff so people can know where to find you.
I'm at Big Irish J on all social media, bigirishj.com, and like it has my dates, bigirishj.com. Thanks for having me on. Too,
Absolutely,
by the way.
buddy. And
Dope hoodie.
Oh yeah, man. My boy just hooked me up with this hoodie. I don't know why he bought this for
I
himself.
said I fucking didn't know. I bought it. I was like, oh, this is kind of dope, civil rights leaders. And I tried it on and looked in the mirror. And I was like, I can't fucking wear this.
He bought it for himself, but now I'm gonna wear it.
It's dope.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Fat Pessimist. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell your friends about me. I motherfucker.
Share it.